Okay, so in the last session we did EC2. Okay, so mm, we'll do some continuation of EC2 today, and
Okay.
okay. It's not yet finished. It will take some time. I think EC2 is actually a quite big one. Not a big one. That means like it's quite important because most of the time, like in real-time industry, 99% times, like you doesn't matter if you're using IAM or S3 bucket or not, but you have to use EC2 or not. So it's like it's like quite a mandatory skill and for everyone. And the question would come from this one as well. Anyways, okay. So I
Okay.
think we did till we I think we covered all the stuff, right? This thing, the stuff like what we are doing and all the stuff. These are the basic stuff and all we have done,
Yes,
right?
yes,
The
three
spot
instances.
is the reserved instance around. Okay, so these are the one. If you
Yes.
want to go for like saving plans, these are the stuff like spot request. If you remember, I we discussed like four type of instances over there: spot, request, reserved, dedicated one, the on demand, and all. So these are the ones we can go through as well. And while creating these are the ones like you can do it in beginning, like before commencing with the creation of these instances. These are the ones like okay, reserved
Okay.
instance, dedicated instance, capacity instance. But and when you are creating an instance at that point of time, I have shown like how to do that, right? When we do, there is an option of advanced
Correct.
instance. There through that also we can do that. Okay. Okay. So let's go for next topic. Not the next, like the next one. Here we today will talk about something about regarding the scaling part. Okay, the scaling, not auto scaling,
हमारा
the
एस
scaling.
S3 का भी हो गया ना पूरा?
S3 is done. S3 is done. S3 is done.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So okay, I'll create this thing. Okay. So this is the one. So there are two types of scaling. Okay. Now scaling, which I think I've already mentioned, are the basics one. Okay. Scaling. There scaling actually there are two types. Okay. There is one with vertical scaling. Okay. The another one is
Okay. Horizontal.
horizontal scaling. Okay. And horizontal scale. And this is the one which is important. Vertical scaling is also important, but like it used to happen earlier, the like the previous day, like in the previous years and all, but now it's completely horizontal scaling. And regarding the scaling part, which I've already told you, the example which I told you, like if there'll be if you remember, I told you the example of big billion days. The company, what they do is like when there'll be big billion days, they'll actually scale up their servers, scale down their servers. So those are stuff that will be covered here. Okay. Now coming to the vertical
Okay.
scaling, the horizontal scaling. Okay. Now imagine. Okay, page is not there. Okay. Okay, I'll do like this. Okay. And here I should have ideally should have written here, but let's like I'm doing like this. Okay. 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 My apologies for I'm very bad with the diagrams and all. Okay.
No problem.
Okay. So this is the one. Okay. So uh, there'll be these things like there will be two types of scaling: the the vertical scaling and the horizontal scaling. And the horizontal scaling is quite important one. The reason is because in the real time industry, you use the horizontal scaling. Now let's understand. You understood that what is the scaling part, right? You understood this part, right? Scaling what we have to
Yes.
do and what, yeah, like the scaling up and scaling down the server that we're gonna see later in later stages how to do that. But let's come to the vertical scaling and horizontal scaling. Now come to the vertical scaling. Okay, in vertical scaling there will be only one server. Okay, there will be only one server, and they here what they used to do, they'll keep on upgrading the same server. Imagine if the 4 GB. So whenever there is a big billion days, so what they're gonna say, like the owner will say, like okay, let's increase the server. Let's 4 GB is not enough. Let's make it 8 GB. Okay, some after some days, like come to know, like even 8 GB is not enough. So like make it like the 15 GB. Okay, so you understood. So this is the one, like we are here only, we have one server which we keep on upgrading: 4 GB, 8 GB, 60 GB. So we are the compute power is
Yeah.
completely going up and up, or in the only one server. And what if that big billion days goes off? What are we gonna do? So that there'll be a wastage.
Okay.
Wastage of compute power, or you can say that, like the the RAM, the CPU, the okay, the upgradation part, etc. Okay, this is the one. Now we'll talk about this. Okay, so this is the one, wastage of compute power. Okay, now we'll come to here when we call the horizontal scaling. Here, imagine you're working on the 4 GB only. Okay, imagine these two servers are not there. So you're working on the 4 GB only. So what are you gonna do? Like, okay, the big billion days comes, the owner says, like, the big 4 GB is not enough. Let's increase the server. So it comes the 4 GB and all. Okay. Now what you added another server in a horizontal way. Okay. You have added another server, so it becomes 8 GB. Now if you come to, like okay, 8 GB is not enough. Let's go further. So you add one more, that becomes 12 GB. So and this is good enough. Okay. This that 12 GB RAM and 12 GB that CPU and all that is good enough. And you come to know, like okay, big billion days goes off and let's remove the server. So what are you gonna do? You'll remove the server. Okay. You're gonna remove the server. You're gonna remove the server. So you come to again, you
Okay.
want come to the 4 GB. So there'll be no wastage. You come to know that, like there'll be no wastage here.
Okay.
Okay, no wastage of the servers. Okay, so this is nothing but, like the, like it's very important. And interview purpose also they gonna ask, like what is the difference between the horizontal scaling, the vertical scaling. Okay, so and the one more thing, like here also as well, the disadvantage of this vertical scaling is, like what if tomorrow, because you have only one server, you are upgrading only one server for 4 to 8, 8 to 16, 16 to 32 and all, it keeps on going on. But what if tomorrow your server get crashed, your whole thing goes off, there'll be a business impact, so it affect your production server, right? So
In
this is
vertical.
yeah, so this is a very high disadvantage, and it actually completely impacts on your business perspective. Let's come to the horizontal scaling. Now, horizontal scaling, what now? Imagine tomorrow there will be one server. Okay, there'll be some business impact. Not there's no delaying in that, but at least there'll be slowness of the server will be there. Like it will actually slow down some of the server, so it will actually affect your performance, but only it will affect your performance of your system, because definitely earlier you were using, like 100 users per minute, okay, and 100 user per minute were handling by all the three servers. But what if one get crashed, this one get crashed, so you have only two servers now. So now the 100 user per minute, so 100 users will get only 8 GB. Okay, backend they don't know, but they can find out, like, even you sometimes you might have seen, like, whenever you're doing the, like, e-commerce shopping, Myntra, Flipkart, like earlier it is doing quite fast, but sometimes you see that, like, it slows down because of the, like, sometimes the crash, it goes so now come to the again the real time part. What they used to do, the first one, it could be the crash, okay. The second one could be the patching. We'll come to the patching nothing but, like, if there'll be one server, earlier the company, they were using the 2.1, the one which you see in your phone, like, update is coming and all, okay, the new update has come up. So now, because of there be some like issues and all, okay, so the patch is like the 2.1, from 2.1 version to the higher version, to the,
Okay.
okay, higher version, higher version. That's nothing but patching. So 2.1 could be anything, 2.2, 2.3, whatever the fixed version will be there, they can do that.
Okay.
Okay, so that is the one thing. So like, that is the only problem. And there is one more disadvantage of this thing. You can't go further. Sometimes at some point of time, like, you come to know, like, you can't go further up and up. Like, you come to know 32 GB is 64 km, 128 km. But at the late point of time, you come to know, like, okay, you, we can't go further. So what are you gonna do? That is the only problem. So we come to this guy, horizontal scaling, and there is no limit over here. Okay, you keep on adding on and all, blah blah blah. You can keep on adding until unless your service is not, like, serve is not, your purpose is not solved. Then you can go further on and on. Okay, this is the one. So I hope you understand horizontal scaling, what it is. Because why I'm
Understood.
keep emphasizing on this thing, because there'll be an interview question from here. You can actually expect. Okay, this is very important.
Okay.
Also, what are the point I've just told you? You can tell them, and these are things, and these are stuff will be there. Okay, come to the next one. Uh, 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 what I should do? Okay, let's go to security. So, which we have already discussed, like security group, what is security groups and all. Okay, security group is nothing but, like, it's kind of like, it's like wall of defense for your server. So it actually allows the good traffic, and it actually stops the it actually stops the bad traffic. Okay, that's your security group. The security group which I told you earlier, like when you create a security group, you give the name and all. We have to edit the inbound rules. So, like, on the fly we create this security group, right? On the fly means, like, when we're creating the instance and all, at that point on, like, we create these instances. So creating this security key pairs, not the key pair, security groups. I'm sorry, my bad. So we have to do the security groups and all. So while creating this instances and all, okay. So this is nothing but, like, the security group, and so okay, these are the one, and there's like, we'll come to know on the fly when we create the security group. Then we'll come to know what are the ports needs to open, what are the ports need to close, and all. You remember the when I told you, like, on this Linux it is a 22 server, and on blah
Yes,
blah
yes.
blah. Yeah, you know, so these are just nothing but that we have to open the ports for that. Coming to the
Okay.
key pairs is not, actually I will talk about it. Key pairs is nothing but, like, it's just kind of password for your server. The one which is there will come here. I'll show you. It will be uh, the first KP. This one. Okay. This thing. The first KP. There's nothing but, like, the PPK, the private key and all. So okay, these are the ones. Okay. So let's launch the instance. I'll show you something. Okay. This is the okay. So not. Let's talk about the normal only. Later on, we'll change it. Normal server, just like put it server that we serve. Okay. Amazon. I'm selecting Amazon Linux. Okay. The T2 Micro, the one which we have discussed it. Now coming to this thing,
Yeah.
let's create a new key pair. Okay. Key pair.
Okay.
Okay. Or like, now how to create the key pairs and all. Right? Now you know it, right? So I
It
think
should be it should be a relevance kind of a word.
yeah, the one which you have already created in the earlier. Okay, it's just like it's while creating to the putty and all, through that at that moment, like, we need the key pair. So
Yes.
I've already created this one, so I'm selecting this one. Okay, you want me to create new one,
Okay.
or like, it's fine?
Oh, it's there. No, I got to know that.
Fine.
No
Okay.
problem. That's
No, no, yeah. So there's the first KP. I'm using the existing one. So if you want to create one, then you can go for create new key pair. Okay. So this is the one first KP. Okay, and come to this thing, and here this is important, and let's create this thing. I'm here also. I've created a new key pair, the security group, but let's create the new one. Okay, so I'm creating web security. I'll tell you why I use web. Okay, I'll tell you. So I'm using web LG is my security group. Okay, and here is the same thing. Here you can see I have opened only 22 port number.
22. Yeah.
Okay,
Range should be the default.
yes, the regional default, the one you've already discussed, it will connect from anywhere. We can connect to this
Okay.
server, to this port from anywhere. Okay, that's the reason. But
Okay.
you remember this one, because I'll come to this point at some point of time. Why I keep emphasizing on this thing, because I have to come to this one. Okay, that is the reason I use web. Okay,
Okay.
okay. So you'll come to
Okay.
know, because everything can't go just like that. So you have to understand the things. Okay. So this is the one 8 GB I've used it. GP, the general purpose, and advanced detail you can go for it. Okay. And I'm using only one instance, which I'm doing it. And you know
We
that,
can
right?
use,
Uh, yeah, please.
we can use any as much as instances and the capacity 8 GB, 16 GB.
You can do that, but it should be on the free tier. Like if you want to create, if you have some business purpose, like you have some business, you want to run some business, you have some application, if you want to run those applications on some of the servers, and you know that because those applications, these free tier applications are not good enough for the one of the applications. You can do that, but at some point of time, it will give up because it contains only the 8 GB, and you know that when user will keep on hitting your server, yeah, that memory will be not enough. It goes
Okay.
beyond that, right? Yeah. So this is the one. Okay. So okay, it's in pending statement. Okay. Okay. Here comes. So always make sure until unless the status check is 2 by 2, we shouldn't go further. Like you can do that. That's not a case, but it's the recommended way. Okay. The status check, he'll come. If the backend is coming, the system status checks coming. The instant check, the moment it come up, so it'll initialize. Okay. So it'll come.
Okay.
Okay, so it'll come 2 by 2. We wait for some time. It'll come. I think it'll come within 10 15 seconds. Will come. So don't worry. Okay. Then after that, I have to tell. So okay. Okay, I can do this. Okay, this is the plan. Thank you. Yeah. If you want, you can do that. This thing with the if you're running and all, you can go for it. But I think I just wanted to show you that the reason I'm just taking some time. It'll come 2 by 2, so that will come
Okay.
to know why the status check is there, because it'll check from
No
here
worries.
one and this one from here. Okay, I can do that. Anyway,
Okay.
in the even in the company as well, until unless nothing is like finalized, you can't go further. You can go. I'm
Okay.
just to be very honest, I can go and start creating the stuffs and all. Okay, I can connect to the footy and all. But for the in the company, it doesn't allow you. It's not allow you. It's the general practice we follow. Until unless all
Okay.
are not checked, we shouldn't go further. It's just that. Okay.
Okay.
Have you seen? Have you ever noticed this comes 2 by 2 or something?
Yeah, yeah, I've
So,
seen. I've seen. I've seen.
yeah. So okay. So that is the only thing. Like I just wanted to show you.
Once it gets active, so we will start for the further proceedings.
Yes, absolutely. So because in the companies, only these practice they follow it. They make sure it's 2 by 2 until unless all the things are changed. Because those
Great.
like right now, so we are using just for the general practice and all. But in the companies and all, it's coming what do you call, it will be the UAT server, there will be the dev server. So they shouldn't get affected by these our status checks. Okay, and sometimes it does happen. Like if it's not happening, then what they do is at the back end, the they'll check if the system is status is still it is initializing. Like if until unless it's not checked, then you won't go further. So they have sometimes they have given the condition as well. So just make I'm trying to make sure like you completely get idea to the real time practices, real time industry. That is the reason I'm just waiting a bit. So okay, yeah. So you can see okay the 2x2 status checks pass. Now now it's gone. So I can go further. Now if you check here, it is a check. You can see system reachability check fast, instance reachability check fast. Okay, now you are good to go and you can create all your you can do your patching stuff, you can install your softwares and all that. So this is what in the real time it does happen. Okay, that is the reason I just shown it to you. So you will be completely adhered to this practice, and it is a recommended way as well, because until unless there might be chance like the software installation might get failed. It does happen. Okay,
Okay.
fine. So then when I'm clicking over here, we have two IP addresses. So these are two things: IPv4 address, IP this thing, the public address, and then private address. Now you can ask the question comes like why these two private the two addresses will be there, the public and the private one. Okay. Now the public is actually being used to connect to from the outside world. If we want to connect to the server, so that for that purpose, like we need the public address. Okay. This is the public IP
Okay.
address. Okay. So this is the IP used to connect to the outside world. But let's talk to the private IP. Private IP is the one which is basically used to for the internal communication between the server. That will come to know in the later stages what is the use of it. Okay, so private servers, the IP servers are being used for connection between the inter software or inter application servers when we have to connect it to. Okay, so these are the ones. Okay, so this is outside world and this is the internal communication. Okay, and one
Okay.
more thing, this IPv4, okay, this IPv4, the public IP, it keeps on changing. If I'll stop it, I don't know if you have noticed this thing. If just now, if we'll do the stop the server, and then the server will change. Okay, I'll show you once.
Okay. So normally we need to terminate, right?
No, you can do that. I'm just saying because like just you are
Okay.
just a beginner and all, so that is the reason I just told you like so that you keep on creating the new one, so it will be easy for you, so that you will be completely get into the practice like how to creation of the new servers and all. Okay, it's better you stop
Okay.
the
Okay.
servers even if they won't charge you. I just told you because since you are the new beginner, so make sure that like you terminate the service and then again you create it, because anyways you are not installing any software. So,
Understood.
you got it right. So this is the only, but only issue with the public IP is like it keeps on changing. The moment you stop it or terminate, so anyways there is no chance that service server will come. So even if you stop it, say if in here, okay, I'll just copy it. So okay, so this is the IP. Okay, now it will come to this is the one. Okay, so 380. Okay, now if we'll stop the server, now I'll show you if we'll stop the server, what will happen. I'm stopping the server. Now you can see successfully stopped. Okay. Now if we'll try
Okay.
to refresh it, it is stopping, and you can see that instant summary. Okay, if now it's left it. I will have to refresh it. The moment it will come now, stopped. At that point, we have to check.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is important. The things like stopping, getting active,
Yes, absolutely,
terminate.
absolutely. So these are one the thing
You need
the
to.
start, stop,
Yeah.
and all this. And here the reboot is the kind of same only. It's just kind of restarting the server. It's kind of like start and reboot
Technical
are same.
issues comes, we need to reboot.
Sorry.
If any technical issue,
Yeah,
we
you
need to
can do
reboot
that. That's not
instance.
an issue because absolutely because there will be change in software and that comes into the effect only when you actually reboot the server. Okay, because it actually
Okay.
initializes from the system as well. Okay, so you can see that it stopped now. Okay, you can see stop. The status is stopped. Okay, and you can see here the public IPv4 address it is gone, right? And but private IP
Correct.
still
It's not
remain
showing
the
now.
same. Sorry.
It's not showing now.
Yeah,
Public address
yeah,
is
yeah,
gone.
yeah. The public IP is gone. Okay, now I'll start the server again. Start. Successfully started. It's coming the pending. Yeah, now it's running. Okay, as click.
Yeah.
Now you can see there's a difference over there.
Yeah.
Okay, but the okay, you understood, right? This the when you stop it, it goes off, and we got the new server, IP address.
Okay. 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 Why does it get changed instantly? Like,
Yeah,
from
this
old
thing like
IP address.
see actually what actually happens now, Amazon, they have what they have done, like uh these are all like comes under free tier. Okay, they already know, like they won't let you do the business as well. They just want you to do the practice. Okay, so that is the reason they have actually changed it. Okay, it's kind of like for the security layers as well, like because with the free tier, if you're trying to do the business and all, it's not acceptable. And from the actually, what actually happens over, whenever you actually create a, okay, that is the, the commercial purpose. But if you talk the technical term, what will actually happen here? Technical terminology. There is a thing called, actually, the IP address pool. Okay, this IP
Okay.
address pool, there'll be a lot of completely IP address will be there. Okay, so what they'll do is the Amazon, what they'll do is, okay, what is, if it is not in use, they just take it, because you're using a free tier. Whenever it will be not in use, then they'll allot it to you. Okay, now come to the next part. Like, you understood this part, like why is they changing and all that? Okay, so to the
Yeah.
terminology as well, and the for the the technical terminology and the commercial purpose as well. Okay, now come to the thing. Since it keeps on changing. Okay, now you see, like, your business is there, you have made one XYZ software, the customer will hit the stuff and all, hit this software. But obviously the customer, they don't have time to, they remember the IP address. Okay, so what they so that's the reason you come up with the DNS name, and you put it as the, this thing, uh XYZ software.
Okay.
That's your application that you are using. Okay, but the only thing is, this XYZ software is having this IP address. This IP address is associated with what?
Okay.
IP address
And again, if stop and we again restart, again the
created with one second.
software will IP address.
So this was the IP address which is allocated to you, and this you have IP addresses is allocated associated with this XYZ software which you have created. Okay. Now what will
Okay.
happen? So you can see, the customer came up, and again they're hitting this XYZ software over again and again. But at some point when you come to, like, okay, this is not in use, I have to upgrade the server. There is some issues with my software. It's running slow and all. So to fix this issue, what you have to do, like, you have to go to the UAT team, you have to go to the dev team, and all. You have told them, and then we'll come to know, like, okay, we have to stop the software first. Then only we can check the server, because when it's in running state, you can't check it, because obviously if whenever you have a bike and all, if it is if it's malfunctioned, or if it's not working, if it's having issue, you have to make sure, like, it's stopped. It is in a stop state. Only then you have to, you can rectify the issue, right? So here also it's the kind of same. It's not, until it's not in production server. Then even it's in production server, even if it's on the production server, you have to make sure, this thing, like, you have to fix it first. So for that purpose, there'll be n number of views as well. So you have to pause the server, you have to stop the server. Okay, only then you have to fix the issue. Okay, now what will happen when you stop it? The server will change. Okay, now if your users, your affected user, you won't be able to access it. So to overcome that part only, we have one more guy that's called elastic IPs. You can see networking security, elastic IPs. So what is the elastic IP? And these are not free. These elastic IPs are not free. So what you have to do, you actually create this elastic IP, and you allocate to one of the servers, and then you can go further. Okay, like you can and that will remain constant. That elastic IP remain constant, to your XYZ software. This is one that will be okay. Now this is the one. Okay, now it is running now. I'll go here. You can see this one. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll try to allocate this. I'll create this IP and I'll allocate to my this server. The name is server. Okay, let's do that. Allocate elastic IP address.
Okay.
Okay, and my this thing it is in North Virginia. I'll check the location where it is. It is in US East one. Okay, so I'll go and US East one is coming. I'm going to pull up the one which I told you just now.
Yes, yes.
Okay, the address pool. Okay, the Amazon do that. So they'll put it take one IP address from there and they'll put it to your this thing. Okay, globe not this thing because you have selected this one. Okay, so this one. Now allocate this thing. Okay, this is the one. Can change the name. The other one. Acha, anyways, I think uh, I don't have to do this because it is chargeable. It is actually chargeable. So you should know this because okay. So what I'll do is I'll select this one. Okay, and why you can change if you want to change the name. But the only thing is like the moment I'll just show you and then I'll remove it because it's chargeable. Okay, okay. So it comes
Okay.
the associate elastic IP address. Okay, the view details will come. You can see here these are the details will be there. The allocate IP address and all. Okay, the IDs and all. Okay. Now I'll come to this part. It come to here associate elastic IP address. IP address. Okay. To whom you want to allocate it? Instance or network instance. Network instance will study in the VPC part. So we'll go to the instance part. Okay. Now here will come. Okay. Choose an instance. So you remember my server name was server, right? And the
Yes.
instance ID is it is ending with B522 DF. You can see here
Correct.
since there's only one server, its server name is also there, and the ID is B522
B522D.
DF. Okay, so I'll check it, and I think this private IP address I think it's not needed actually. So this thing, and then I'll do the associate. Let's see. Okay, so allocate IP address 4429. This is the one. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I'm checking.
Okay.
Uh, uh, let's go to this one. Let's refresh it. Now you can see here IPv4 address. It's changed now.
Okay.
Copy. I will do it here. It is same. Both are same. You can see. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, this is the one. Okay. Now I do is it is actually the one.
Do you need to stop this?
That's what I'm doing. It is actually the I'm actually trying to delete this one, but I think the option won't come. I guess
We have option
I,
disassociate.
where is that option? You can see. Where you can see this. Can I'm actually looking for actually not for dissociate. Actually, I'm looking for elastic IP. That is okay, but actually I was looking for maybe deleting one because that is fine, but uh, should have come. Maybe after dissociate only that option will come. The option the delete one option is not there. Okay, anyways, I'll look into it. Okay, anyways, I have disassociated with it. So anyways, it's not in use. Okay, so that is the one thing. Okay. Mhm. Okay, hold on one second. That is something because it is actually chargeable. Actually, that is a problem. Okay,
Okay.
fine. I'll look into it. Okay. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, so let's not go there and share. Yeah. So anyway, so if we'll do that, so you can see here this IP is changed. The moment you disassemble this IP is changed, and again it comes back to the public IPv4 address. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, okay. Now, what I'll do is I'll try to connect to the server. So up to here, if you have any doubt, just 3 minutes still pending. So you can tell me if you have any doubts or something like that, because I'll just try to associate it, and I'll this thing just
No, sir, but that was really perfect. I
okay.
got to know. I
Okay.
understood.
So, so I'll just try to connect, and you have to just join. Try to join one more time. So I'll try to convert this server to the web server. So that's the reason I shown you like why this IP address is needed. Okay, I'll just show
I'll
you.
do that. Sure.
Okay, yeah. Okay, then I'll copy this and I'll go to the 50, paste it. And you remember last time also told you if you even if you use
Yes, yes.
EC2 user, okay, and you can do it there. I'm using the first KP. Open. Just open. Accept. I'm using the layer login. Yeah. Okay. So there it comes. Okay. So okay. So let's not break the flow. Let's stop it here and we will rejoin it. Okay. Hello.
Yeah, yes, by sure.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. I'm stopping it and please rejoin.
Sure, sure, sure. Yeah.